packaging is something that I find myself talking about every single day, and is probably one of my biggest frustrations as a brand founder operating in the world of sustainability, because I think
Mm,
what you find is that there is no correct answer. You can do or make decisions that you think are the best and be able to reason those based on whatever criteria you've been using. But then someone will come along and say, oh, but what about this? And you're like, oh, God, okay, well, are we back to square one then? Is actually plastic better than glass, or is aluminium better than
mm,
cardboard, or whatever it might be? And then, as you've mentioned, the most important thing here is that you are never sacrificing the user experience or how the product is supposed to function, because
mm.
that is kind of the number one. People are buying your product because it needs to do something. So if the packaging gets in the way of that, then it doesn't matter how sustainable that packaging is, because your audience is going to be diminished massively, and therefore your brand impact is going to be massively diminished.
My next question is sort of about how you're set up operationally to maintain that customer experience and deliver on what the brand promises, obviously, because like we said, there's kind of those really strong messages there. And just to kind of set off on that from my own experience of ordering from your brand, it was, you don't really get what you offer a lot, which was free delivery on how I think it might have been over a certain amount of how much I ordered, and then it turned up the next day. That I don't think that you get that a lot for free delivery. It's always, it will turn up when it turns up. It's free.
Yeah, don't
So
complain, it's free.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, how are you guys? How do you view that? How are you set up operationally?
So this is a really interesting one, as someone who's obviously been the brand since day one alongside my brother, and watched it grow over the last 5 years. Each year is remarkably different from the year before. But there are a few things as a founder that I kind of cling on to, and I'm very reluctant to sort of hand over, because naturally you're used to doing everything. And with
Mm,
each new person that joins your team, and as your brand grows, you have to just let things go and let other people take them over. So for the first, I would say, at least 3 years, I actually packaged up every single order myself.
oh my
And that was
goodness.
something that, yeah, it was extremely time consuming, granted, but it's that control over what is so important, which is that actual touch point between you, the brand, and the products, and how that is received by the person who's bought it. And that's so important. Of course, as you scale, you learn that that's not going to be feasible, and you have to look towards whether it's getting another big warehouse. We're London based, so that wasn't really an option for us. Or what we did do, which was choosing fulfillment partners that suit what you're looking for, that can take that responsibility off you. We have branded boxes that are actually due to launch into our warehouse this week, which is a big step up and is hugely costly. But the design kind of focus, or yeah, what we were going for behind those, was putting across those messages for us. It's all about, as you have less of a voice, as you reach a wider audience, how can you get your packaging or your point of sale to be that voice for you? And like the flyers, for example, that we've designed, they've got a picture of the team on the back and a little thank you message. And then the other side is designed like a newsletter. So we don't get that many made each time,
Mm,
several thousand, so that they are being rotated all, if you ordered a moisturizer and then you used it, the next time you order it, you're going to have a different newsletter. And so all of these other things go into it goes away from the personal touch and then towards more of a design objective to how you can maintain that touch without that personal touch. And then, of course, it's finding fulfillment partners that can work in alignment with what you're trying to achieve. I would say that for us, you mentioned tech. That's definitely been something that is very important for us when choosing these partners.
mm,
There's a lot of technology, and it's helpful because you need that visibility on your stock control when you are dealing with so many different locations and orders on the scale that we are. We're still a relatively young brand, but we are dealing with huge orders at the moment. And unfortunately, because of relatively how young we are, we would love to have 10,000 of each SKU in every single location, but we fundamentally cannot be sat on that much money because we don't
yeah.
have that much money. So it's an extremely careful and delicate balancing act, in order to make sure that we've got enough in play in the different locations that we have. So this technology, QR codes that scan products in and out of the building, and you're getting live feedback on what's going in and what's going out all the time, particularly when our order turnaround can be within 24 hours, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's very important for us that we have that visibility and that the tech is there to maintain accuracy across all of the different locations so that we can strategize, we can plan, the manufacturing, the supply chain, ordering and ingredients, packaging, etc.